Hello friends, in today's video, we will take a look at pipelines. What is a pipeline? Pipeline is nothing but a sales process. If you think about it, when you have a new prospect, they go through series of steps before becoming your customer. So let's take a look at one such pipeline. So here's a pipeline called leads, and this lead has few stages. So for example, by default, we divide all pipelines into five categories: active, nurturing, won, lost, invalid. Lost defines some reasons why commonly people reject your business proposal. Invalid leads are just bad leads. And one, you can have more than one reason why you want somebody, but basically, whatever you consider one. And then within the active, you define the steps a person must take before becoming your customer. For example, inquiry, appointment set, connected, application received, documents received, credit repair, and yeah, and so forth. If I would like to add another stage here, for example, let's just say I wanted to say app submitted, so I can add just like that. If I wanted to edit something, I can just edit like that. If I would like to remove something, I can just press on delete button and remove it like that. So this is how you can pretty much edit your pipeline. Now, sometimes you might need to actually have more than one pipeline. Most of the time, you only need one because you're only technically talking to one kind of customer and you have one type of sales process, but not always. Sometimes you have to have different kind of sales process. Let's take an example. Let's say if you're a realtor. If you're a realtor, you probably deal with a buyer and a seller. And a buyer might go through a different sales cycle than your seller would. So you would define different stages for a buyer, and then you will define different stages for a seller, so you will have it like that. Now, let's take another example. Let's say you're a mortgage broker. If you're a mortgage broker, perhaps obviously you do sell mortgages. But in addition to that, you might want to recruit new realtors as well. So you might create a pipeline, one for, let's say, your leads, your prospects, and another one for realtors. So realtors, you might have a different set of stages. And for your leads, you might have a different set of stages. So you need to really think about what kind of customers are you dealing with and how many different sales processes do you have. If you have more than one sales process, then we recommend that you create more than one pipeline. If you only have one sales process, then one pipeline is sufficient. So once again, how did we get to this pipeline page? I went here, clicked on setup. This will take you to setup menu, and then I clicked on pipeline. If you cannot delete these two that are created by default, but you can definitely edit those by simply clicking on them. You can also rename these pipelines by clicking right here. So you can give it a different name if you prefer. And these ones, these are custom pipelines that I have created. Those you can delete. So next question you might ask is, okay, how do I define these pipeline? Let's say, how do I define whether somebody is a buyer or seller, or how do I define whether somebody is a prospect or a realtor? So when you create a contact, you will see two fields. One is pipeline and one is milestone. Pipeline is exactly the name of the pipeline they are in, and milestone is what milestone within that pipeline. So for example, we have a lead versus appointment set, and here's a realtor in an active nurturing. Okay, so let's take a look. How can we do that for somebody? So let's say if I go here, pick a random record, and within the record, you'll see at the bottom of it, you will see this little pipeline name right here called leads. If you click on that, it will show you all the pipelines available in the system for you. So if I wanted to change him into a realtor, for example, my drop down right here will change based on whatever stages I had created for a realtor. So for example, I can change him into a signed contract and close that. And now next time I come back to my list view, I'll be able to see that here, that now he's a realtor, he's active nurturing. Next question you might ask me is, well, how do I filter the list view? Well, just like any other filter that you run in 10x. So let's run a simple filter right here. I can, for example, say that I am looking for a pipeline, and pipeline is equal to realtor. I can apply that, and now it will only show me all the realtors in the system. I can further dissect that particular pipeline by any other field that I have in the system. For example, maybe I do it by location or by lead source or when was my last contact date and so forth. Similarly, I can also run a filter from here. So I can, create some default filters. I can, for example, say my realtors or the realtors that I'm pursuing or my prospects and so forth. So hopefully that explains how pipelines work for you. If you still have a question about pipelines, definitely reach out to us and we'll be happy to answer those for you. Thank you.